Yeah, exactly. It's like that anime. It kind of made me think, and it's weird because
Uh-huh,
that's
uh-huh.
why again I'm not labeling it as a shonen because
Yeah,
shonen
it's
normally don't make me
exactly
reflect about stuff,
about life, society.
right? And this one
Society
did
is
it,
another
and I
big
was
part.
like,
Uh-huh.
oh crap.
Oh crap! Yeah, yeah. The creator is really good at that. Oh yeah, like in One Punch Man, when hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Jobless Weebs, episode 50. I'm Brian. With me today, as
Marco,
always,
the big brown Mexican.
nice, and we are still going strong.
Yeah, 50 episodes.
Yeah.
Every week we're excited because we can still believe we're still doing this.
Yeah, it is a dream come true just to make these. It's really great.
Yeah, just sit back talking about anime
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
just
Leave the real
Yeah,
world
yeah,
behind
of course.
us. Yeah. Oh yes, exactly. Yep. Though the topic for today though is really I think one that I really like, really close to the things that I like to see in anime. Talking about the real world, watching Mob Psycho 100 is like, oh, I totally know why I feel like this way I am being jobless. Yup. Yeah, Mob Psycho 100. We decided to talk about that one today, and it is really crazy. It's way out there in like its energy level, I think. Even though Mob, our favorite protagonist, is so emotionless. Yeah.
Is it though?
Right,
Like,
is he really though? Yeah. Normally, people look at him and think like, oh, like no reaction all the time. But getting down to it, he is like the most emotional one of the whole show.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
I mean, for those of you who don't know what Mob
Yeah.
Psycho is,
Let's back up.
it's
Yeah.
based off from a manga created by a person
yes.
who's go by One,
Yep.
whose another famous series
Yep.
is One Punch Man, which we must do also an episode in the future.
That's right. We still have to do it.
And
But yeah, same
and the
creator.
anime first aired on 2016, the first season. The second season
2016.
aired on 2020,
Yeah.
I believe. And there's a new third season
That's
coming
right.
in the future. So
Yep.
yeah, we decided to cover up until the point that the anime is going because
That's right.
because
Because
I
right there.
haven't started the manga yet.
Okay.
I had just enough time to binge watch like first and second season again because
Yeah.
I had forgotten
Well,
a few things and
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's a rapid fire style show story.
it is.
So,
It's 25 episodes, I believe,
Yep.
total.
Yep. Yeah, 13 and then 13 in the second season, and 12 in the first one. There is like a recap, an OVA, and like something else. But yes, we'll be talking about the core series, 25 episodes. And oh yes, and as we said, One is the same creator as Mob Psycho. He does the artwork and story, of course, so it has a very kind of unique style to the
Definitely.
to the whole thing. It's really fascinating to see it, almost like single lines for. I don't know, how would you describe that?
I would describe as you don't really need to know, and I'm not trying to offend anyone with this statement, but like you don't really need to know how to draw
Yeah.
to make an amazing story that draws you in.
That's
Because
it.
once you
Yeah.
pass that threshold of the art, because
Yeah. It's a medium.
I mean I'm
It's a
gonna
way.
admit it. There's like the art's not my favorite. But at some point, because you know the anime style, it's kind of trying to punch you to reality. Because some of those people are ugly.
It really
and
is.
like
It's which is not what's done in anime a lot of the time, at least in general. Like in Mob Psycho, you see people that don't look attractive or it's not appealing in certain ways. But yeah, it's all about that.
yeah, I think that one,
If
the
not
anime
reality,
wants to give you a punch of reality, because it has tags of shonen, and
yes,
I can see why, but
yeah,
myself, I would give it a tag of seinen.
Seinen, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, for like a more mature, audience.
audience.
I think like the only shonen part, it's like the battle moves.
Oh sure, yes. Oh yeah, like
but everything else,
200-ton guillotine.
Yeah, but everything else, it's more like a seinen type, and it's a very emotional and
ooh, it is,
and to a point a bit philosophical anime.
Yeah,
That I had not noticed until this second time that I watched it.
Okay. Especially the times when they talk about their ideals, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Okay, I did notice that too. Yeah. It's there's also that, like, even Mob's nickname, Mob.
Right.
Yeah, compared to what all the villains are trying to do. Of course, with that philosophical spiels that they always try to give to justify themselves of like why they're beating up the city, that they're like special.
Yeah.
That they deserve it. Yeah, that having that as like the main reasons for villains is really, really cool. It's not just that they're evil per se. They are like trying to take.
Yeah,
trying to
like they're trying to take it
almost
by force, because it's like, oh, I've earned it because I'm special. And I think that one of the greatest point of this anime, as well as like, let's say One Punch Man, like the creator of One, he's just mocking every other anime of the same genre, saying like, you're not special. You're just like everyone else. It's like, yeah, you can be the protagonist of your own story, but you're not special.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you're just a person, and it's like,
and it's like,
I mean, you can take it good, like the positive side or the negative side.
Oh yeah,
which I think like the objective is taking that you're not special on the positive side, saying like you have qualities that others don't have. And
that's like a power that you have.
Yeah.
And actually, this is pretty great. They said specifically, like, of course, psychic abilities is like one power. Then the other is like studying well, running well, and
or like what's the other?
other
like your corporal smell or something like that.
Wait, what?
I think it says that. I mean, really? I watch it dubbed.
Oh, that's really funny. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, this second time I watched it dubbed, so I was like,
yeah, it makes it fast. Yeah. But yeah, and it is positive. But yeah, it's also that you could take it the other way, where it's like more negative, where it's like, yeah, you're not special, so you don't like deserve what you think you might deserve, which could like knock down some people's idealism almost, or even dreams.
Right.
Yeah, the dreams was another like big thing that I saw in this, um, with that like being special, but it's also that you can like have a dream in the sense that there's something that you do have to put effort in.
Right.
Yeah, because there is that power, something that could make you special, but it's like that's not really the point of that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that anime, it kind of make me think, and it's weird because that's why, again, I'm not labeling it as a shonen because
Yeah,
shonen normally
yeah,
don't make me
exactly.
reflect about stuff.
about life, society.
Right. And this one
society
did
is
it.
another
And I
big
was
part.
like, oh crap.
Crap, yeah. One, the creator is really good at that. Oh yeah, like in One Punch Man, when Saitama like saves everybody, or they all, or like the public thinks that he's like a no good, I don't know, like a bald headed guy. He's like, screw you, I don't care what you think, kind of a thing, and he just leaves or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Because these anime
Yeah, that
are
was
not about
amazing.
the journey of the main character growing in power, because
Right.
they are already there. They're
They
already
are
like at their
powerful.
maximum potential, or at least what we've seen so far.
Okay,
But-
sure. But yeah, they are. Yeah,
But
they are there. They're at the top.
that's when they realize is like, oh yeah, I for example, Mob, because he has all these psychic powers,
Yeah.
which he could do a lot of things with that power, but he ends up
yes.
saying like, well, I'm not good at socializing.
Yeah. He's not good at sports.
Yeah, not good at sports, not good at school, and
he's not charming to either.
yeah.
So yeah,
like
that's going
the
against
the
him,
character design of Mob. It's not that of a main character in anime. Even his brother looks more like a main character in anime than
with
him.
more of the spiky type hair. Mob has very like
Ball coat.
Yeah, it's a bowl cut. Yeah, that's right. They even, oh my goodness, they even gave him the nickname of the psycho helmet or something. Helmet, yeah, for the cult that they make, like for Mob without knowing who he really is. But yeah, he doesn't look like a protagonist. Very round features, even.
Yeah. I mean, I want to talk about the characters because I think that every character that appears there,
yes,
the main characters and a few of the supporting ones,
yeah,
even some of the bad guys.
Oh yeah, oh
like
yes,
they have some traits important to the plot, and then to Mob's character development in the future.
Oh yes,
the very first one, Mob. Kageyama Shigeo is his actual name. He's a middle schooler.
Yep.
He is a second year middle schooler, right?
Yeah, that's right. 8th grade.
So he's not good at academics. He's not good at sports. He just has his powers, and he has tremendous admiration for his little brother.
That's right.
That can do everything that he can't.
People like him. And his name is Ritsu, so he's athletic, also popular, and
he's good looking.
He's good looking, exactly. So like everything that Mob isn't. So yeah, already a foil character.
Yeah. Yeah. The second one, like. On the other hand, his brother,
oh yes,
who is the perfect one, like on
For
season
him.
1, I think
Mhm.
mid-season, right?
Yeah, mid-season you do see it right around there.
We see him how he has the same complex as Shigeo,
Yeah,
but like
but
towards
the
his
opposite.
brother, because
Yeah,
he's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter if I'm good at athletic sports, whatever. I
it's
cannot
nothing.
bend over spoons, which
Yeah.
is kind of dumb, but
Oh well, sure.
I think where he was coming from. So
Yes, because in his mind those things, it just happened to him. But or I don't know. But for him, it's like that psychic power is real power.
yeah,
For some reason. And so yeah, we do see that they also have some history in the past that kind of defines their characters too, with the accident with Shigeo hurting Ritsu on accident. So yeah, that kind of shapes Mob's desire to not show his powers in public. So there's another thing. He doesn't really like flaunt his powers.
yeah. The way that Mob's powers work, because he's a psychic, but like, he's kind of like suppressing his powers, and his powers, like throughout the anime, we'll see like Mob's progress
Like
towards
explosion
Mob
meter.
explosion.
Yep.
That goes from 0 to 100, and 100 it's like showtime.
Yep. 100%. He's off.
And so this gauge feels. At the beginning, I thought that that it was mainly like stressful situations, but after this second watch, I noticed that it's when he has trouble conveying his emotions.
Yes.
Whether it's stressful or not, anything that involves any positive or negative emotion, it's the gauge.
It is. Once he got off to 100% on sheer gratitude towards his master, but that kind of like resolved the whole situation. So yeah, but still, exactly. Anger, gratitude, obsession, even, and I'm sure there were others too.
And the next key character, his master.
Yep.
Reagan.
Master Reagan.
Like,
Arataka.
I think that's one of my favorite characters.
He is, isn't he? Yeah, he's just like a great guy.
He's a great guy, and he's a great jerk as well.
He's a jerk and a scam, and that's the whole thing about him. His whole character really can be defined by that.
Yeah, I mean,
he's a great guy, but a scam, or a sham. Yeah. Yeah,
I mean, probably before he met Shigeo, he was a scammer. But then Shigeo came, and like those scams kind of like actually came real, so they were no longer a scam. But he has a way with words.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
And the way I say he's a great guy, it's because even though he didn't want to do it, he offered Mob support, or like the emotional support that he needed.
Well, he did need it. Yeah.
And he was like, whatever. Yeah, like this kid is hanging around me, and I will use him. To gain profit, but he was helping.
He did.
That was like,
support him emotionally.
I don't know if I should hate him because what he's doing, or if I should just like, okay, you're good.
So would you say he kind of created a truthful situation by those lies, almost, or maybe a scam? Sure, but maybe like he created that.
Yes, he did.
Even
kind of like
he did.
Everything that he does, it's just for his own benefit, and we see it because for starters, Mob is his
Oh.
part-timer, and he doesn't even pay him like
Oh
a
yeah.
decent wage.
It's 300 yen for like, that's a really low amount anyway. But it's like a day.
Yeah, it's like
Was that
$3 a day.
Yeah.
Well, like
so it's like
the
what
fee for his
heck?
services were like $200 or no, wait, 20,000 yen. Yeah, it's like $2,000.
That's right. But it's interesting because another sidekick too was like, oh well, then what? I do like 150,000 yen. But anyway, but yes. But I just thought of something. Remember the part where he is being called a scam and like it's being blown out of proportion.
Oh, that's in
from
season
the
2.
TV.
Yes,
That's in season 2. That's right. So on TV he was kind of like exposed. His like powers were exposed because he doesn't have powers at all. But he can like see things. Like ghosts and whatnot, but he can't like do anything about it. On this TV show, he was like trying to exorcise a spirit, but then like a shaman was there and was like, "Oh, this boy is not possessed."
it's
Like
acting.
he was acting like you couldn't tell, and so the whole world is like,
Yeah.
"Oh, he's a scam." It's like all these comments, but then Master Reagan, he's doing a press conference after the fact, and he's like, can you prove that I'm not real? Can you prove that I don't have powers and whatnot?" And he's like, but then it's getting like to a standstill, and he's like almost like truly like defeated on TV, but then he's like thinking, he's trying to remember, and that's when we see that he was helpful to Mob-kun, like in a true way, and then he's like, he looks up after being silent for a while, and he's like, have you grown, or like,
Oh yeah,
How-
you've grown so much. Something
you've
like that, right?
grown, haven't you? Yeah, and then that's when Mob like uses his powers inside that newsroom, and is like everything's floating. And then Reagan is like not really like defeated anymore, kind of thing. But yeah, it's a wonderful thing because Reagan did like create something.
Yeah, I wanted to talk about that one next, actually. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's get back to the characters. then.
So it's like
yeah,
season 1 and
Yes.
season 2 is like character
Yeah.
development for Mob.
Mob.
But season 2 and especially episode 7 and 8, those are the ones you're talking about.
Yeah,
It's character development, especially for Reagan,
yeah.
because he's like, yeah,
flashbacks
I
and
like the
everything.
character, but
Yeah.
deep down, you know that for a good person that he is, because he treated nice Mob even though he didn't
Yeah.
want it. He was not being honest with himself, and he was clearly using Mob, and then it was something he noticed, like,
Exactly.
oh no, it was like,
Oh, he like finally
like
gets it.
it's like, oh no, yeah, kind of like, sorry Mob, it's like, I was being a jerk. And it's like he keeps using Mob.
Yeah. Yep, that's another aspect. Mob is used and easily used, and that's the kicker.
Yeah, which is kind of ironic because
Mob, he's trying to-
sometimes tells some people like, "Oh, you're being used," and everyone is like,
Yeah.
"Why don't you look in the mirror for
Look
a
in the
sec,
mirror.
Mob?"
Yeah, like Dimple. Oh, that's the other character.
Yeah.
Dimple, he's another evil spirit. Though he's like on the team now. After like the first few episodes. Yeah, he's like, you're being used. Like, how can you not see that? And we
Yeah,
as the audience laugh. But,
Yeah, because Dimple is also
Yeah.
a jerk, and
oh yeah, he is.
and because you clearly know his intentions, and from the
Yeah.
beginning, and he's like, "Yeah, I just want to possess Mob because he he has great powers, and if I can unlock those powers, I can be
Rule
like
the
a god or something like that.
Oh yes, become a god to this
Because
world.
that's his desire, like
Yeah.
from the beginning on episode like 3 or 4.
Oh yeah.
And so later on, he also
LOL.
has some.
What is the LOL organization?
Later on, he also has his character development, kind of, and truly cares for Mob as well.
Yeah. Yes.
But I remember him on episode 4 or 5 on the battle against Hasegawa. What's his name?
Oh wait, which episode? 4 you said?
When he fights again the shadow leader of the Vinegar school.
Oh, Black Vinegar. Oh,
because you know how Black Vinegar, like the shadow leader.
Oh, this
erased him?
Yes, the shadow leader.
Like even those moments, like Dimple was the flashback.
Oh yes.
Because you know, normally in flashbacks, it's like, yeah, you remember happy moments, but no, Mom was remembering like, you're using you, and like, what about like, let me possess you, and it's like, what the heck, Mom? You're not remembering anything happy with him.
That's right.
But in there, you can see like, Mom has this very innocent way of caring for others.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how that other person feels towards Mob.
Yeah.
Like he, and that's the thing, because
right, and
we were saying like, oh, he's emotionless. Is like, is he really?
Is he really? Right, because he can empathize with people, and that is like the whole thing that he realizes. I believe from Master Reagan, actually, when he's trying to explain like, don't use your powers against people, and like really trying to talk to people. But yeah, Mob, he can empathize with people.
Yeah, it kind of like made me think. Yeah,
yeah, Naruto.
Yeah, but you know, kind of like an
yes.
improved version of Naruto's Talk no Jutsu.
Yes.
Because Mob, it was, because you know, Naruto was like, oh yeah, you're beating the crap out of me.
Yeah. Let me
tell you, Paul, I used to be like you. But with Mob, it's like, don't do this, because I'm gonna beat the crap out of you, and I don't want to do it. Like, what are you talking about? Like, so he would beat the crap out of them, and then like, I used to be like you, Paul. So he's like, whew. That's a way more efficient Talk no Jutsu.
Oh yes. Yeah, he could give a beatdown easily. Oh yeah. Wow,
he was either you come down, or I'm gonna make you calm down.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly like that. It's crazy.
Because this other character, Hanazawa.
Yes, that's the guy. Hanazawa. He had this mentality that he was unique, almost one of a kind in his powers, and that they should be used against people. So he used them in school. The Black Vinegar, right?
Yeah, to be like the bully.
Exactly, yeah. He was like a petty bully. He's like a school kid bully, now that I think of it. But yeah, in the beginning, he thought that he could just like flaunt his powers in a way that made the commoners look up to him, think that he was really powerful. But then like compared to Mob, it was nothing.
Yeah.
It was absolutely nothing. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean,
so
every bad guy was like, I'm special, I'm the number one. You guys are all NPCs. And I'm the main character. Which, you know, normally, again, for that type of anime, that's the kind of plot.
Yes. Oh yeah.
And then it is like, oh no, like the good guys, we're gonna gang up on him with power of friendship. And
Mhm,
this anime was not like that. I mean, it did have
but-
some friendship stuff, but
Oh sure, but it didn't.
yeah, it didn't
really
work.
Yeah, it didn't really do that. Because fighting had to happen in some of those situations. With Hanazawa, he actually was getting so frustrated with Mob that he resorted to the most basic like instinct, just choking out
Oh, yeah.
your opposition, Mob. So what could Mob do with his code, of course, firstly, but being so weak, he couldn't really do anything. Like his fists.
And then he exploded, and
Yep.
and then
it was over.
It was like when this guy was like, oh,
Yep.
okay, I see. I'm not special.
I
And
see now.
it only took him like shaving his head and leave him butt naked.
yeah. Oh, and that's the other thing. Yeah, it's like it's gritty in their physical representations. Cause yeah, life is not pretty. So yeah, he was definitely no one special. And they also tried to use the Body Improvement Club. They are another set of characters that were
Yeah.
really important to Mob. Hanazawa, of course, was using the black vinegar delinquents, but yeah, the Body Improvement Club were tricked to go fight them by the other delinquents in, oh yes, Salt Middle School.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and then the city is
Seasoning City.
Seasoning City. That's another fun part. But yes, yeah, that was. Would you say that was Mob's first? Well, Dimple was kind of like the first villain Mob had to take down, but Hanazawa was probably the first one Mob went up against, where his code was kind of like challenged.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
with the first exorcisms, it was just like spirits,
Right, and spirits, he could go all out.
just like
No
trying
problem.
to claim territory kind of thing.
Yeah. Mhm.
Then with Dimple, he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to be worshipped, be like God, whatever."
Yeah.
And so Ma was like, "No, you can't use your powers for that." But then yeah, with Teruki, it was when his ideals were challenged because everything that his master told him to, like, do not use your powers against people, were like what this guy was exactly doing. Like even worse than Dimple, because
Oh yeah.
Dimple was just like making them laugh.
Right.
Which is like, I don't see.
Like,
I mean, I see
harm.
something wrong with that.
Yeah, it is
but
wrong,
not
but
physical
it's-
harm, you know? Which is like brainwashing towards like physical aggression. Is like,
right, physical aggression.
if I had to choose between one or the other, I would probably go against brainwashing.
Oh, okay, yeah. It is not great.
And so, but yeah,
Oh yeah.
the anime talks a lot about ideals, and I mean, we can talk more about how those are all
Oh yes. How
all
they
characters were connected.
Oh,
Because if you look at it in retrospect, Mob is one heck of a lucky guy.
Yeah.
He's very fortunate because despite his shortcomings, he has like loving parents, a little laid back
Oh well,
parents.
yes. Yeah. But yeah, they're still around. Yeah.
Yeah, and despite that, the only thing that his mom is annoyed is how he
Oh, Ben spoons all the time. So yeah, she's like, "Oh, next one you'll have to pay out of your pocket." But yeah,
yeah, I mean, he has
the
his
little
parents,
brother,
which after his character development,
oh yeah, yeah.
uh,
Oh, he also gets powers. But yes, he goes through, um, and he helps his brother, of course.
yeah, I mean, up through like the mid-season of season 1 and the end of season 1, it's like he learns the the hard way.
Yes.
That he didn't have to have powers to prove himself, and
Yeah.
and yeah, it's like that's the point of the anime. Like you are not special, but that doesn't mean you have to be bumped about.
Exactly.
Because like one of the things that I loved about season 2, at the end of season 2, I think, I don't remember if it's Mob or if it's the bad guy that said it, but he says like, you need people to. Let me look for it.
Oh yes. That's the part when they're battling in the city on the tower, and that's when Mob like shows up to fight.
The aftermath.
Oh, okay. When the explosion is like imminent.
Actually, after the explosion, when the giant broccoli appear.
Oh, giant broccoli! Oh my! Okay. Oh gosh. Yep. Yeah, that's also a very supernatural event. So silly.
Okay, so yeah, I just found it. It's in episode 13 of season 2. Like, the take from the story is people need other people. Yeah, it's like all the fights are flashy and great.
Oh yeah,
but it always ends up being like, yeah, Mob shows that even, I mean, despite him fighting alone, like he shows like, yeah, you know what, I was this gloomy, expressionless guy that was fortunate enough to have a family, friends in the club, and my master,
other
and, like a list of people, like they filled out the gaps that I lacked, and it's like, crap.
Yes, because that's what Mob realizes, that he is in this, experiencing it with other people.
Yeah, so especially for like, a middle school kid to realize that,
to like be all philosophical. Oh my! Yep. It's like, okay,
that's the part that I was like,
yeah,
that was so
it's
deep.
deep.
It was like, I was even turning down a little bit, and I was like,
wow,
oh boy.
Wow, yeah, oh yes, yeah. That was, I believe, the episode before, when he's like still fighting him, of course. And then you see the whole it's the image when everybody is like shown behind him in picture form. Yeah. Oh, it's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, because he in his fight against the president, he's like just like a glorified Teruki. It was like, yeah. Even when I was your age, I was already on the top of the food chain.
Right.
Pretty much. And and it was like, yeah, I'm supposed to rule over you, and and it's like connections.
No, I don't need
no
that.
matter, like people, I don't need people.
Yeah, I can do it because I have the power.
And then like on his fight with, like, at the closing of the fight where he's pretty much about to die.
Oh well,
To all the energy that he had, he then remembers like, oh no, yeah, I used to have people, but I screwed up. And all the other
And he
guys,
used to, yeah, he
all the
used
other
to.
guys, they still had or didn't have people, and that's why they turn out that way. But it's like Mob's philosophy was like, well, if you had or if you hadn't in the past, what's the thing that's not letting you have it right now? It's like, oh crap. It's like
And that's when he realizes he messed up. Yeah. Yeah. He makes, I think Reagan also like acknowledges that part of Mob is able to make these villains realize what they're doing, realize what they're lacking, really. And that ties right in.
yeah. And again, in comparison to the Talk no Jutsu was always to turn the bad guys into good ones right before their deathbed.
Oh man!
If you look about it, yeah.
Oh yes.
That was Naruto Talk no Jutsu.
Yeah.
Not effective.
Oh man.
Because the bad guys would always end up dying.
Yeah.
It's like, you see that with
really
Pain, you see that with Obito,
Nagato.
you see that with Itachi.
Itachi. Oh god.
The only one that survived was
What?
Sasuke.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Sasuke lived.
But with Mob, every bad character turned good, except for the psychic that he was already an evil spirit.
Okay.
But I mean, he was spirit, so he wasn't even supposed to still be there.
Okay, yeah. First of all, that's right. Yes. Yeah. It's like lingering aspirations or regrets.
Yeah.
And that's
And
what
also, I
makes
also
these
wanted to
spirits
talk about that evil
part of it?
spirit.
Oh, which one?
On the episode of 3 or 4 of second season.
Okay.
When they're called into this rich guy's house to exercise the daughter of the rich of this rich guy.
Starts with an M. Minori?
I think it's Minori.
I think it is.
No, I think Minori is one of the classmates.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you're talking about the pink-haired girl.
Yeah, the pink hair.
She's restrained on the bed when we see her. This rich guy, he calls in like all the psychics of the area to help him.
Yeah, and it was that was a weird episode because then the battle unfolds and then Mob is like, oh, I have to possess this girl in order to expel this spirit, and then
so he goes into a out-of-body experience.
For some time, Mob is forced to experience life without powers.
That's right, because this evil spirit kind of incorporates Mob's ethereal form into this made-up world.
Yeah, and that was also like a second time where his ideals were challenged.
Yes, that's right, directly, because in this made-up world, Mob is living a life all alone and without manifesting powers either, I believe.
Yeah, and he was being bullied
right, by the pink-haired girl. Yeah. And apparently that's her real nature, but it's like, what? This is messed up. But anyway, yeah, it was a fake 6 months or so. A few months. It was
6 months, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was 6 months. Yeah. So Mob was forced to live like that. And Dimple tries to interrupt by like also coming into
Dimple helped, and
so it's like a ton of people
helped
sharing. Yes,
they helped him.
They did. Yeah.
And he woke up and was like, oh yeah, remember your ideals, and that's one of the great things because it's like,
oh yeah,
he beat up that evil spirit that used to be a psychic, and that evil spirit ended up
Yeah.
helping Mob again on the last battle.
Oh yes, yes. Against the ultimate 5.
Yeah, and he was
Yeah,
going
the ultimate
berserk, and,
5.
then Mob
Ooh,
used
yes.
his stock no jutsu, and then he was like, "Well, Mob, you better be hard on people if you want to be unstoppable." And it's like,
Right.
and the way he understood it, I
Right.
loved it because
Yeah.
Mob was like, "Oh, hard on people, just
Yeah.
tell them to stay away because they're gonna be in the way."
Oh, yeah.
Which
He
I believe,
uses it
like
against-
being hard of people, I think that evil spirit meant
Oh,
was
what
like
he meant.
beat the crap out of the bad guys,
Yeah.
so they understand.
Yeah, like physically, aggressively. Yeah, but with the president, Mob took it his own way, as you said. Yeah, oh, it was amazing. Oh my god, I think I even took a screenshot of that when
Oh, you
that
did?
spirit like tried to tell him that, because that's like the whole thing with Mob being used by other people, in that he's not hard on other people, in that he's like he doesn't say no often, or at least he doesn't say no to like helping other people, even though it's them actually using him.
Right.
Oh, here it is. Yeah. So the subtitle is "Sometimes You Need to Be." Oh no. Hold on. Oh yeah. So the spirit's reasoning for being hard on people was that sometimes you need to be hurt to truly understand. So yeah, but Mob took it his own way. But yeah,
Oh yeah, true.
pretty ill intent from the spirit, at least. Oh my gosh. Oh, and the spirit, speaking of the girl that was possessed, the evil spirit this time was one that could absorb powers from other spirits. So it was pretty strong. But of course, when Mob was going in for real inside the girl possession, he was able to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Pretty cool.
all the fights were great.
Oh yes,
And
yes.
it's like you even forgot about the crappy art style with the flashy fights.
Oh yes, exactly.
Because
Yeah.
everything was happening so fast.
It was so fast,
And
so flashy.
with so many colors
Yeah.
that you didn't even have to notice
Mhm.
like the characters themselves.
Oh sure. Yeah. This one is like you could almost say the artwork is like fluid almost in that type of style. Yeah, it is pretty unique in that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yes. Speaking of flashy things, the background for Mob's explosion, or like his emotional outpouring, I guess, or even his psychic powers, you could say, is that really patterned, shimmering, iridescent background. Those colors are really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, I also wanted to touch on Mob's motivations a little. Because there's another character that's semi-important to the story. She's not featured a lot, which is I also think is fascinating, because here's another thing about the shonen tag, is that sometimes with shonen there's a lot with romance, or at least with the protagonist, like trying to reach a girl. We see in a few other shonen shows, but in this one, in Mob's case, it's his childhood friend Tsubomi, who is the school idol, basically.
Yeah.
She's like a goddess of the school, so she shines, and she's like really pretty. She's blue hair.
It reminds
which
me
makes
of
her stand out.
Teruashi
from
Psyche.
Psyche, yeah. Exactly. Very similar, like, character types.
It always cracked me up because every time that
Yeah.
she would appear, like her classmates with broccoli
very
and
first
pepper
Yeah.
head with a
Potato.
beard.
Yeah,
Like,
because Mob just can't see other girls when she's around. They're literally vegetable heads. And he wants to confess to her. Though, when, of course, they've been around each other for a little while, being in the same class, and also like him trying to hang out with the same group of friends, but then not being able to read the situation. I mean, read the room. So
right, for him at
he's-
least.
For him, yeah, being out of touch with like social interactions.
And that's one of the other kind of like traumas
For
him, because
it is a trauma.
he used to think that psychic powers were cool,
Yeah,
and
that they
he would
would be
show her
enough to
like
impress her.
her
Yeah.
powers, and then like, oh, these are boring, and
Yeah,
that's
she
also
told that to him.
one of the things that kind of like ended up hurting him on the long run, because it's like, yeah, what are good power, like what are powers good for? It's like,
yeah, it's nothing compared to what she likes, which is apparently guys who can run well.
yeah.
So that's his motivation. He wants to improve himself because of a girl. But not just that, but to really kind of be someone who can catch her eye. Of course, that develops in the series where he wants to develop himself. But yeah, for him being in the body improvement club at first was to one day confess to her. So we will see whether he will, most likely in the 3rd season coming up.
Really? Okay,
So we'll see. That was one thing, going back to the story of the anime, that I was really bummed out on not seeing the resolution of the 2nd season. I was like, wait, he never talks to her? Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, because I mean, the big battle happens right after the event that he said he was going to confess after. So
exactly. Yeah. So I was really sad about it, but hearing that 3rd season announced, it really got me going again.
And they show 3 more girls. Well, 4 more girls, but
yes,
one of them is a psychic. So
okay, yeah.
But the other 3 girls, like one of them is part of the
news reporting club,
telepathy club.
Oh yeah, the telepathy club.
She's a 3rd year.
They try to recruit Mob. That's right. She Kurata.
Something like that.
Yeah.
The girl that is
great.
on his class, that it's part of the school newspaper.
School newspaper.
That she is trying to drag Mob into becoming a proper leader for the cult.
To the cult that he inadvertently made by releasing them from the LOL organization. So they make a religion for the psycho helmet.
Yeah, and it's like
so silly.
The funny thing is that those kind of things happen.
Yeah.
So
and it's like off the side. It's like, what?
Yeah, it's like they're not important to the story. But throughout the anime, they keep giving you updates about their situation.
Always.
So it's just like one of those random stuff that you're like, what the heck is happening here?
Yeah, what the heck? And she's obviously in it. And yeah, she's like in it too.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest thing. So yeah, she's trying to like get Mob to be in his rightful place. And then there's another
the other girl that I was talking, it's the girl that writes novels.
Yeah.
She was just forced to talk with him because she lost a bet.
Yeah, Emmy. That's right.
So I think it was just that episode that
it was.
But it was like,
that's right.
I thought that episode was really good.
That one was. It was. That also showed another growth of Mob. She was writing a novel. Right. So what happened was he ran for school council, school president, for well, just for being himself. But
on
because of
on a
Misato.
recommendation from Misato. So like,
He does a lot of things by recommendation.
which is one of the other things, because
Yeah.
he's like,
he's doing
he's
things
telling his
everybody
enemies
else is
or like
telling him.
the lackeys of the bosses, like, they're using you, dude. Why can't you see that? It's like, dude. He's like, Reagan's using you, Misato's using you.
Misato. Yep. But
The
this
telepathy
event-
club is using you. The only ones that are not using you are the wholesome group of the body improvement club.
They are like, okay, if anyone is on like in his corner for real, it's them
Yeah.
for sure. Like they appreciate him.
Those
for
guys are
being-
so wholesome.
Oh,
Like,
they are. Like everything they do is so cool. In this instance, though, we kind of see a little part of that with the book, the novel that she wrote. She asked him out on a dare because she lost a bet. He said no, actually, which was also kind of interesting. But of course, he likes Tsubomi,
yeah.
so he has to like her. He has to be true to her. But he still spends time with her. Super normal, but for her it was like really nice because she may have been like made fun of if her friends found out. Then she was rejected.
Yeah.
But like for some reason, like they keep up appearances, but Mob is just being him, just being himself. She shows him the novel that she was writing, and he's like, he really appreciates it. I think because she's like doing something she wants to do, but then her friends find out, start tearing it up because they think it's junk, or well, she even said that it's just to kill time. So they're like, oh,
And it was just
it's
to
of no
fit, just to
worth.
fit in the group.
Yeah, and she's like, might as well rip it up, all up. And yeah, it's just that. But then he, for once, well, I mean, to show that growth, really, he takes those ripped up pieces of paper with the psychic powers and puts them back together again.
Yeah, and
it's
and he like returned him to normal, and and his wife was just by the riverbank.
Oh yeah, like what the heck? Okay, the first season, like the first watch that I was going through that is like, what the heck? When she said smooth, that's all she says, but it's like she's down the bank, the riverbank. She's like smooth, and it's like crap. I think that's when I knew, like, is she ever gonna give him the time of day? Like what the heck?
I think
So,
she
I don't
did.
know.
I
We'll
think probably
see.
she said smooth because
She kind of.
I mean,
she saw
this
it, of
is
course,
me.
but yeah.
She
yeah?
probably likes him,
Okay.
but she kind of like sees that he is not like
Oh,
mature enough or like
well, okay,
have
okay,
grown
yeah.
enough in order
Yeah.
for them to have something else.
to have a real relationship or like a real equal footing.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
she does
Okay, that's
see
fair to
mobs
say.
in a good light. But
I like that. I like
it's
that.
like
Because yeah, I'm rooting for
Mob's charisma needs to be at a certain level in order to unlock her.
Yes.
In order to unlock her route.
Yes, dude. Yeah, that's exactly right. He needs more flags.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. That's nice then. Yeah.
Oh boy, but yeah, kind of like in conclusion,
Oh,
this
yes.
anime is like very emotional. Mob,
That's
it's like a very emotional character, and I think it's one of my favorite shonen protagonists. Because even though he
Yes.
cries from time to time,
Yeah.
he has good ideals and arguments to
Yeah.
support his behavior or
behavior.
his way of life
Yeah.
in comparison with other crying characters.
crying characters, yeah, who are just whiny. Yes. Yeah, Mob, he is putting in an effort to something that is hard for him. It's hard for him. But yeah, it all in all, great show, fantastic to watch. It's like it's a fast-paced artwork that's enjoyable in that aspect. Of course, the pun for Mob, him as the protagonist, is pretty fun. I kind of watched it because of that, because all of those other stories that it's like Kubo-san won't leave me alone kind of a thing, even though he's like a mob. Other stories like that, a mob is like a character who is not the main protagonist. It's like a side character. But yeah, in this case, Mob is the protagonist, so it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, and again, it's like he shows like, yeah, no one's special, but there's nothing wrong with not being special. Because it's like,
yeah,
you don't need to be special to have dreams, to
put an effort to something.
To put an effort to something
That's important.
To rely on others, or to have others rely on you. You don't need to be special for that.
Yeah. Powers doesn't solve much by themselves.
Yeah, kind of like it shows that what other shows says, like, oh yeah, powers everything, and even
OP.
And even
a lot of OP protagonists.
The theme of this
there.
show is like, yeah, we made the protagonist as OP as we could.
Right. He's another OP protagonist. Yeah.
But then we made his powers meaningless in other situations.
Exactly.
And you can like in real life, it doesn't matter your authority over this or that, or your influential powers over this
or
group
abilities.
Of people or the other, or like it doesn't matter if you're the best at running our games, whatever,
or if you can steal or like have power over other people.
It's like it doesn't matter. It's like, because you will still need people, you will still need to work towards some stuff. So it's like, you're not special, but don't let it stop you.
That's it.
Don't let
it stop. Yeah.
I'm kind of remembering last episode. Well, not last episode, 2 episodes ago, with daily life of high school boys. When we said like, even though you're the protagonist, you might not be the main character.
You might not be the main character.
It's like that still holds true, but don't let that stop you.
Exactly. That's the new thing. Yeah. You can still live your life. So yeah, look forward to the 3rd season. It was announced for October, was it? Let's see here.
I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, we didn't. Surprisingly enough, we didn't go over like the plot like we do with other, because
this is true. We didn't. Oh no.
But that's okay. I mean, we did cover some important plot aspects with the philosophical talk.
We did, yeah. Those are the highlights.
Yeah, but it's like you need to go
watch it for the plot.
Just to watch it. If you're watching it for the fights, that's okay. If you're watching it for the story, philosophical stuff, it's like this is one of a kind shonen.
That's it truly is, yeah.
And yeah, if I guess, yeah. Whether you watch it for the fights, for the plot, just cross that art style borderline, and you will enjoy this anime. It's like one of these anime that you shouldn't miss.
Yes. Yeah.
Like, you need to watch it at least once, even if it's not the type of genre you really like, or like you normally looking for, because there's a bit of graphic parts.
Yes.
Not
yes.
exactly.
You could say violent,
Yeah.
maybe disturbing even.
Yeah. There's some. The art style itself is a bit disturbing, and I think it was.
Sure.
It was
Maybe to show
intended
off
to
a
be
little
that way. To be that way.
You could say that.
So it's a
kind
bit
of almost
disturbing.
dark. Yeah.
It's a bit dark,
Yeah.
which is also strange for shonen.
Yeah.
But it's also kind of like really hopeful, you would say.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's why I keep wanting to tag it as a seinen, because it's like it's kind of dark, yet it shows some light at the end of the tunnel. Because every end of season, it's a happy one.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. It is happy.
And yeah, it's just like super wholesome ending. And
yeah. And of course, Reagan is pretty wholesome too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All I know, like he's one of the key characters.
Oh yes, yes, he really is.
And like he might be a scammer,
Yeah.
but he is a good scammer.
Yeah.
Whether that makes sense or not.
Right. Because I like to think of it as how does he affect society? And he helps people, which is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like he actually helps people, which is amazing.
Yeah, I mean he's an excellent Masa how do you call it? Masseur.
Yeah. He's excellent. Yeah. And he does do it for the money, but he does appreciate people, which is nice.
Yeah, his ideals are kind of twisted.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
he kind of gets people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's amazing.
Wait, but yeah, this was episode 50.
That's right. Yep. 50% of 100.
Yeah.
Mob Psycho 100. It has been a blast. Love this show.
Yeah, we're really looking forward for season 3. And I'll probably start reading
the manga.
Reading the manga.
Yes, I believe it's completed.
Is it?
Unless it will get a continuation, we'll see. But I think it was designed to be 100 chapters, even though it does have like 101 or something like that. But anyway, the manga is
that's even better, because like
it's a cool idea at least to hear. Yeah,
I mean there are a lot of other mangas where they're like canceled or they just keep going and going, and the story seems to go nowhere, which is it's just hard creating a world.
It is, yeah.
But once I guess the author says like, no, this is the point, this is the end point, and I don't know if he took it from there or where it starts. Like I don't really have like a good notion of writing stories.
Yeah, we'll see what one does.
But if it's sober, it's like my respect to that guy, because it's like
it's great.
It's a great world, and he just keeps showing new sides to this character, because I mean season 1 by itself was great, and if there weren't be like a season 2, I would have been satisfied.
Yeah. Mob season 1.
Even now with season 2, I'm satisfied.
Oh yeah, it's still like it feels complete. Yeah, it's a great story.
So yeah, you know,
season 3.
That's when you know when an anime is that good. It's like when it has 1 or 2 seasons, but like whether or not it has a second season or not, but it feels complete. But then like they show another one, and it also feels complete.
Oh yes!
It's like,
yes!
That's a great story, because it's like you can
rare.
either grow more and be hype about it, or it's like I'm satisfied.
That's right.
So yeah, I hope you liked episode 50.
Oh yes.
Out of 100, and then out of 200, and then
we'll keep going. Oh yeah, there's a lot of episodes.
Yeah. we did say like our next milestone on episode 24. Our next milestone was gonna be episode 54 or 56, right? Because
We did, because that's the other benchmark for anime series. Yeah,
so
that's right. That's right.
6 more
We're there.
episodes maybe.
Yep. Yep.
I hope you like this video.
Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Watch Mob Psycho and keep watching anime.
Yeah.
More anime.
Yeah. Let's go.
And see you next time.